Hey everybody, it's Bust with Expedition Trial number 487 or so. We're getting there. The finish line of 500 is coming up. But we do have a misfortune up here, and we've been playing quite a bit of Scouts in Constructed, having quite a bit of fun and quite a bit of success with those. But we're going to do it a little bit different here today. I've bashed and bashed and bashed on the intern for ages about what they've done to all of the misfortune archetypes. You know, she was really a powerhouse in Expedition there for a while, even with the kind of relative shittiness of Bilgewater. They kind of messed around with all of their archetypes to where they became much worse, and they are at kind of a I'm trying to think of the word. The climax isn't right, but they are at like peak shitty. Is there a word for that? I don't know. I hope English is your first language and you get what peak shitty means. But it's not good. It's not good. And so right. So, typically with like Misfortune, we'd expect this to be powerful. She's one of the strongest champions in the game. She has 4 archetypes, right? There's Moonlit Heist, Opportunity Attack, Scouted Out, and Vulnerable. And so, as we see with like Shyvana, right, you have just tons and tons of good options all throughout the draft because you may miss on a Malefic Descent pack, but then you have a good Dragon's Descent pack to kind of back it up and give you lots of options. And so the same thing applies to Misfortune. We should have just like tons and tons of options to hit good cards. But the thing that has really happened to Misfortune out here is the Snapjaw Swarm, and I get it. The intern gets it. This is what they're trying to have you level up Misfortune with is getting these free attacks out of the Snapjaw Swarm, and that would be an okay-ish idea. But if we take a quick peek at this scouted out archetype, let's count the number of lurkers in here. So we've got Bayou Brunch, Boxtopus, Crackshot Corsair, all zeros. Hired Guns, Hunting Fleet, Make It Rain, zeros. Prowling Cutthroat. Then we got the Snapjaw Swarm. So we got lurker number 1. We got 1 in the commons. And then as we go on, Double Trouble, Double Up, Monkey Idol, Playful Trickster, Crazy Skull Hunter. No lurkers, interesting. And then Jagged Taskmaster, Sheriff Lariat Rose, and the Siren. None of those are lurkers as well. And so what are we supposed to do with this Snapjaw Swarm? Are we just supposed to play it and get a free attack and then just have our opponent block a 0-2? I don't know. Maybe the intern thinks that's a good play, but it's not. It's not a good one. And this is just kind of like littered throughout all of the Misfortune archetypes. And so in Moonlit Heist, I'm trying to think. I don't think it's in all 3 or all 4, but it's in some of them. Let's see. Opportunity Attacks, there's the Snapjaw Swarm. It also has the Bloodbait. And then over in Scouted Out, that's where we're at now. And then there's one more, Vulnerable. Vulnerable doesn't have it. So 2 of the 4 archetypes have it. And that's what we are going to look to draft and build around today. We're going to go for the Bilgewater Lurker Snapjaw Swarm style of deck and get this really up and running with Misfortune. And so expecting lots of rage, lots of sadness, but we got to get one of these in before it's all said and done. And so we'll snatch up the Misfortune here, and let's see. We can take this Sand and Ashes Azir. Hopefully we can get some more lurkers to turn up that way. I was going to say we either want another Bilgewater champion so we can be 100% Bilgewater. We want a Piltover champion so that we can have predict lurkers turn up throughout the draft. That's the secondary Pike archetype. Pike and Echo are a part of predict lurkers. And then there's this Azir down here to put us in Shurima, where the rest of the lurkers are. And that's what we're going to have to take with this. I most assuredly tell you, if you're shooting for your 7 winner, this Jarvan is the one to take. You should be able to assemble a pretty nice Demacia-based deck with like 3 Misfortunes. But that's not what we're doing today. Today we're going for the Snapjaw Swarms. And so that is going to put us down here with this Azir. Nothing in Sand and Ashes is going to be useful to our deck. There is some kind of stuff like having Emperor's Diaz and generating rallied attacks or something to where, if we play an Emperor's Diaz and then a Snapjaw Swarm, we get the extra Sand Soldier attack. There are, some synergies here, but nothing that we would actually look for this Snapjaw Swarm deck. Okay, and so No lurkers in this one. A little bit unfortunate. I think we just want to go with the hired guns out of this. The treasure seeker is pretty okay. Yeah, we could have this full stack of 3 of them and then be generating some waking sands. But I'm a big fan of the hired gun. This is just an incredibly superb unit. Okay, so take a quick peek at all the archetypes. No, no lurkers here, as expected. I'm kind of tempted to pick up the careful preparation just to give us some like predicts in our deck and try to push the lurkers to the top. You know, if we're going in, I think we just have to go deep. This isn't a particularly good card, but I kind of like the idea of what we can pull off with the predicts. Okay, alrighty. So here we just have an additional predict with the Chronomancer. Hope that's gonna get the job done for us today. We're not seeing any lurkers. Here we go. Boom, coming out of opportunity attacks, hitting the Redfin Hammer Snout, finally hitting the lurker. Looking good. Cheap play with the Jagged Butcher as well. Okay, coming in this one, have an additional predict. Looks pretty good. Like our early game is getting pretty well set up here. We do need to find some kind of late game, something to close these games out with. Okay, and so I think here I'm okay with just an additional hired gun. I have a tough time passing on Xenotype Researchers. Just boosting all the units in your deck is pretty powerful, but we do get stuck with a hibernating rock bear this way, and I also worry about a bunch of landmarks packs turning up if we take the rock bear. So I'm going to go with the hired gun, chum the waters out of this. Here, some additional... this is interesting, right? We have some additional predict stuff. Kahiri is quite good. He plays fantastically with the likes of hired guns, but we have the option to hit one of the few scout units, and it's fairly expensive for the top end we're looking for. I think I'm actually just going to go with the scout out of this one. That just doesn't feel like the right pick. It just feels like Kahiri's just going to be way better than this thing. But if we're going to be leveling up our misfortunes, we need some scouts, or we need to actually hit those lurkers. It's fairly tough. This is a really close pack. I'm going to go with the predicts out of this one. I feel like that's how we'll be able to get these strategies going. Okay, here, just going to go with the Pool Shark. Not really exciting, but we're lacking in combat tricks, and Pocket Aces is a bad one, but it's something. And I don't really want Shifting Sands. We have enough 1-drops at this point. Don't want the Marshal. The Pool Shark, just a fantastic addition. Okay, we can't start free attacks with the list. we can look to do the hired gun into the list, right? Okay, that's something. We get a Razor Scale Hunter with it as well. Coming into this one, I really do like picking up these predicts. I think it's probably a little bit better than the Shell Shocker. It's just, or better than the Pool Shark, but the Naturalist, we don't have any landmarks at this point. It's not going to be particularly good. Maybe we take the Shell Shocker, line him up out of this one. Get us some interactivity. Okay. All right, got to go with the list again. At least it's got a scout with it. Maybe we'll pick up some lurkers in the future. Not looking so hot, but we're going for it. And with our last one, I kind of want to make it rain, but just Bayou Brunch is so bad. Let's just go with the Treasure Seeker Ricochet. All right. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. It's a Snapjaw Swarm. Fuck yeah. All right. All right. So, you all know what time it is. We do have to go and turn something premium. Let's take a peek at what our options are here. Maybe we'll have much success once we pay the pay-to-win price. So, all the units already accounted for. That's pretty weird. I'm surprised I've already leveled up like Snapjaw Swarms. He's already premium. So, all right. On to the spells. What do we got here? We didn't take Bayou Brunch. Ooh, we got both Pocket Aces and Careful Preparation. Let's go with the Pocket Aces. I feel like this is the one that's more likely to stay in our deck for the remainder of the trial. Okay. So, interesting set. If we win a game, I'm going to call that our win for the day. If we can do it. I mean, this is ultimately the problem with what they've done to these archetypes. Like, maybe you can do something with the list, if you're in, say, like Bilgewater Shurima and you're passing out vulnerables and stuff like that, the list could be kind of interesting. Maybe you get to use it to set up some kind of like value attack onto a unit, since it does just grant vulnerable for free. But It's tough. It's tough. Excuse me. Let's be real. Okay. Yeah, we don't really have like a ton of big boys. Is the disappointing thing with the list now, right? We're kind of counting on that Kahiri to get us a good attack. All right, we'll start with the Treasure Seeker. Maybe on turn 3, we'll get to set up something where we Hammer Snout on 2 and then Treasure Seeker on 3. Just have to trade here. We have too many 1 health units to just let that sit.
I ran as fast as I could. Gently, gently.
Oh my goodness, everybody's just dropping the 1 healthers. So many value units.
Took it fair and square.
This is not looking good for the home team. We might be able to pull off something here. The Shell Shocker is kind of free. We'll see where this leads. All right. We got a 1-2 Hammer Snout. Never gonna grow this game. Feeling pretty good about that. Bright Steel Protector. Come on, dude. Quit playing good cards. Fuck. Okay.
Just a little farther.
See if we can't get a good hit with the hired gun. We can try and throw Waking Sands at the units that we've hit with the vulnerables. All right, have to overbank a little bit. Chum the waters. Oh man, our Spirit Fires kind of sucks. How do we go about this? I mean, we can attack with everything and then Spirit Fire. He's probably gonna. Where does the Bright Steel? I think that's kind of the saving grace here. Is the Bright Steel probably goes on to one of our 1 health units. Might be able to get him this way.
I'll stop you.
Or 1 attack units, I should say. It survives all of these. All right. We spend a 7 mana spell to take 3 mana of units off of the board. It's a pretty good value, right? No, it is not. Oh fuck! He'll die at the end of the turn. I was like, we didn't even kill this stupid thing. All right. Ooh, and Remembrance. Okay. The dragon. That's a little scary. You have no answers to this. Oh man. Okay. How do we get out of this one? Oh, and Lux.
The light follows.
Okay. Maybe we can slam through Lux here. He attacks, we break the barrier, and then hit with the list. How does this work? The strongest ally starts a free attack. So we have the 5-2 and the 5-2. I think it comes down to mana cost, and then the Longtooth is just going to be what hooks the Lux. Okay. Might have a chance to chunk in a bunch of damage next turn, though. If we play the Crackshot Corsair, we play the Hired Gun, get to drop the 2 Waking Sands, we hook this dumb Mountain Drake with a Pool Shark, then maybe the Waking Sands comes in for some damage. You gotta find a positive somewhere, right? He's got so many expensive spells in his hand. This is his 3rd Conservator.
Give us some room. Finger on the trigger. Approach, savage.
Okay, get him for 6, take him to 10. Not amped about this. I think we're still too far out, but... Ooh, take him to 6. Okay.
Your fate was written.
Rather you be at 10. Swap it back, take down the Corsair. Man, this would have been like such a choice game for a Misfortune. We've gone against so many 1 health units. This would have actually been a really winnable game if we had Misfortune. Just not the case. We didn't draw her. But right, combating all of those various conservators and everything, she would have smoked these boards. Cachet, that's it. That's the money maker right there. We're gonna boom them so hard. We can. Oh, we'll be 1 short. No. Shifting Sands. What a fucking lame-o. It's like that was got to be our out, right? We were going to punch him down to 5 and then just hit him in the face 5 times with Ricochet. Certainly possible. Alright. Alright, Azir's here and ready. Oh, I can't wait for this Ricochet. It's going to be so choice. Fuck. Nothing about this guy's fun, okay? We're just out here trying to have fun. This guy's having no part of it. Oh, Misfortune would have been so good. Alright, what kind of trades you got for us today? Snapjaw Swarm. Beautiful. Nailed it. Just what the deck needed. Got ourselves up to about 4 lurkers now. Oh man, I'm feeling good. Feeling ready. Someone at Riot thought this was a good idea, okay? This is the person that we refer to as the intern. We know that the story devs, the ones with the years and years of experience would know way better than to come out here and put these Snapjaw Swarms and Blood Baits into all of these archetypes. But you figure, you hire some kind of like junior dev or the intern and just like, we're going to sunset the format anyways. Let's just go ahead and, let the intern deal with it. And the intern didn't know what the fuck they were doing. That is what has happened here. Now look at this scenario. We got the Snapjaw Swarms. We got the Redfin Hammer Snout, but we only have like 1 lurker left in our deck. Do we even have any left in our deck? Let me see. Those are all spells at the top. No Hammer Snouts, no Snapjaw Swarms. So we literally cannot hit a lurk for the rest of the game. Yeah, you have to find the humor in the small things in life, right? If that wasn't the choicest of outcomes, then I don't know what more you could ask for. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Oh man. Someone thought this was a good idea. Blows my mind. Interesting. Oh, he's got a trick. Okay. So now, you know what these Snapjaw Swarms are? They are worse than Warning Shot. That is 100% what these Snapjaw Swarms are doing. Oh my gosh. I don't think this is worth a Pocket Aces. If anything's going to happen this game, it's going to be through putting the Pocket Aces onto the Razor Scale Hunter. What a joke. Oh man. I hope you all find the humor in this. This is 100% exactly what I'm talking about in terms of these cards. Actual insanity. So can we can block Poppy, but we can't we can't win with the pocket aces. We can finally take this guy down. The quality of cards, right? Opponent plays Quinbird, plays Brightsteel Protector, and Poppy. All constructed quality cards. We're out here trying to do it with the blood baits. Oh, man. All right. What do we got here? Is it dropping to Grand Plaza? We get to chunk in for damage? Oh, snap. Okay, okay. Maybe it'll be okay. Oh, the ricochet. The ricochet coming in for the big booms at the end. We got to let him make this attack first, right? He's going to come in and hook the long tooth. And a radiant? Fuck. All right. Well, that's going to do it for that one. And so I can't just let things go like this. I can't just leave it like this. I'm glad that, you know, we got to put something together to just show how ridiculous it is that this has become a thing. Now, would keeping the bullshit like this out of Expedition have saved the format? No. But when I see things like this happen, did it really have the best and the brightest of leadership after the lead dev left? I doubt it. So I won't leave you with just that. We're not going to stop on just that one match for the day. Let's go ahead and jump into a second one here, and we'll draft the Fishbones. This might be our last opportunity to draft the Fishbones. If you're not familiar, this is the one-cost unit deck. You're trying to just drop a bunch of ones, boost them with Bond Yips and Taskmasters. We'll come out and draft around this. The way I always recommend drafting this is you're looking for 10 one-drops. And so if you're going to have 14 picks in the draft, you need to basically pick a one-drop in 10 of the 14. And so as we take this Jinx, we don't have any ones. As we come into the second pack here, can go for the Teemo. This is just way better down here with the Fizz, though, right? I think Fizz is something we can realistically build around, and it has 2 one-drops in it. So looking pretty good from that standpoint. All right, onto this one. No one-drops, and so I like to go with Burn after that. So I'm leaning more towards this Aftershock Chum the Waters to try and get the Burn spell along with the Vulnerable Overwhelm. Okay, so here we have a one-drop. It's been found in Pull Shark. Very easy take. All right, coming into the next one, we have a one-drop across the board. Kind of interesting. Like I really prefer these Jailbreaks and Double Troubles. One of the kind of sequences you'll find in these games is you'll bank up 3 mana, play Professor Von Yip, and then spell mana off a bunch of one-cost units. Otherwise, it's fairly dangerous, right? Spending turn 4, basically playing a landmark. And so it's nice sequences with these. I would rather have this Jailbreak over all of these other ones. Okay, so no one-cost units, but we should be able to get decent usage out of the Yordle Smith if it's out here boosting up all of our one-cost units. Okay, we got a sort of one in the Trinket Trade. The Jerry Rig is pretty bad, but the Astute Academic and the Petty Officer both kind of count. You can't see it here. Petty Officer generates a one-drop. Okay, no ones out of these. The Reaver's Row is pretty powerful. I initially rated this pretty low, but once I had the chance to play it, it's pretty good. And then the Mystifying Magician I don't like, but you can see what it's here for, right? You transform a 1-cost unit into a 5-cost unit. Beautiful, beautiful. Shell Shocker along with Poro Cannon. Looks pretty good. How many ones are we up to now? Like 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Still got to take them whenever they turn up. With this one, I like the interactive package down here in Pokestick Wallop. I could see an argument for just taking Flame Spitter, but These are both pretty strong. Man, all the big mad turning up now. Interesting. A second Pokestick with Teeny Dactyl looks pretty good. Not going to give us 1-drops. We've got to do something else. Ooh, Yvonne Yip with the Academic. It's sad that we have to pass up on Double Trouble to take it, but very powerful set of cards for us. Here we got a 1-drop with a Burn Spell. Looks pretty good. And our last one, an additional Reaver's Row. All right. I'm on board with this. We're looking pretty strong. Here, picking up True Shot Barrage. Sure. Why not get that Premier Burn package in here? And so, as you all learned earlier, what we have to do, we have to go out here, pay the pay-to-win price. We've doubled up on it today. We've got to turn something premium. Let's do this. Let's get one of these champions in here. Who do we have? We have Fizz and Jinx. Have we boosted Jinx yet? She's not who we're going to build around. We're going to build around Fizz today. Let's get him leveled up. Get him out here nice and premium. Ooh, feels good. Hope you're ready for it, my dude. Make sure he's on the right card style as well. Got to get that classic one. Where do we go? Expedition. Loadout. Here we go. The classic Fizz. Perfect. All right. Off to battles we go. The old Bilgewater double feature. If you pull them up on LOR Guardian, I think I can get there real quick before this game starts. They are the lowest win rate faction amongst everyone. I'll have to figure out how to get back there. Hang on. Make sure we don't miss out on the game. There we go. The old Expedition Insights. Demacia up top at a 60%. Noxus and Bandle City hanging out at 59. Way down here to the right, you have the Bilgewater and the Sharima, both sub 50% win rates, which, once you consider that an Expedition or on LOR Guardian, you do have a larger collection of people that just play Expedition, right? That was kind of the big thing with LOR Guardian was it was there to support Expedition. And those people not being able to carry a 50% win rate really shows you how horrifically bad those cards are. This is a little unfortunate, but I don't think we can just sit around and wait and do a Fizz into Pokestick next turn. That all just seems way too slow. Drew a very expensive hand here. It's not great for us. Come on, Fizz, get on the board. There you go. So premium. Very nice. Very nice, my dude. God, that's a disaster. Let's be real. Let's see if we can't find a spell or find another unit to put on board. This is just terrible if we attack with Fizz into the Bone Scryer. All right. Is what it is, I guess. Actual disaster of a set of cards. I mean, we hard mulligan for the ones and found another one, but it's not good. Sweet. He gets to flip the Teeny Dactyl and start doing that. Okay. How do we feel about this? I mean, we did just pick up the Chum the Waters. We can try to quick attack challenge down the Pterodactyl. It is a disaster if he has a a Frostbite or some interactivity. But let's see how this goes. I mean, maybe we just attack it with the Longtooth, but I wanted to get the quick attack challenge here and then have the Longtooth combat whatever's left out here, whether or not that's trade with Stone Stackers or get the full win across this dum-dum. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay with the Longtooth onto the Pterodactyl. He pranks and misses our Mystic Shot. That was pretty lucky. I don't wanna. Okay. See if we can't line up a true shot barrage of some sort next turn. Get something going. Which one is this? Oh, just the stance swap one. That's not that bad. And is this when I count down, summon a random 1 cost? We want to actually play the Reaver's Row on our turn, right? And is super expensive in terms of getting this Jinx flipped, though. Okay. We're just gonna see what he does. Like, it seems like he probably wants to play like the Overwhelm stance on one of these. Apparently not. I think we just have to play the Reaver's Row. It's just like way too slow if we don't get it on the board. It does like flip on our opponent's turn, right? That's a little bit unfortunate, giving us the +2 attack and fearsome on our blocking turn. But we gotta have something happen out here. Oh shit, the Ram stance. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Maybe that was too greedy. We got that chip though. I don't think he's gonna block. I think he'll block with the Bone Scryer, but okay, okay, we're getting close. Mini T. Just continue to make sad noises. See if we can't leave this thing on the board. I don't suspect we're gonna get a good like Chum the Waters attack onto this Bone Scryer, but we might. We might. It's gonna flip down our Longtooth with the Mini T though. So what do we have here? We have a 3 attack elusive. We can get up to 6 with the True Shot Barrage, 7 with Mystic Shot. So as long as we don't die here, we have a pretty reasonable chance of killing him next turn with the burn. Okay. We want to go ahead and do any of this. We have like a 2 damage ping onto the All-Seer. We're going to have to wallop out of this combat. Something like this. How much damage do we need to go to face, right? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need a 2 damage ping to face. But at least like this, we can do 1 to the All-Seer, 2 to the Wanderer, 3 to the face. Okay. Are you pooping? Is that literally what they just said? Did you really just say, are you pooping? Does this deal 1 to all of my units? Okay. Doesn't kill our Daring Poro, which is the big thing. Alright, let's see if we can get him. Maybe he'll make our favorite play and tap out for something irrelevant. That's what we love to see. Alright, the Shaman's Call. I think we might have done it. Might have done it. Alright, he's playing some stuff. Is there heal? Well, it would be a 5 mana heal coming out of Freylord. Deal 2 to something, deal 1 to something, Mystic Shot. Boom it. Nice. Okay. Okay. A little bit better than the Misfortune games, am I right? A little bit better. Okay, so we should just continue to add in fizzes. Ooh, this is a really good fizz with another one drop and a Mystic Shot. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Well, I'm glad that we got to win the game. That was quite a disaster at the start, right? This deck, we might have just gotten up to 10 drops. I think we were at like 7 or 8 when that game was starting. But to have like a one on one, a 1-on-2, and then absolutely no play on 3 is just not what you could be doing with these decks. That's completely and completely terrible. But uh, we were able to recover. That was a pretty lucky hit there with the elusive Poro. Enough to take it down. I will say it is kind of nice with this deck and with the jagged, not the jagged Taskmaster, or yeah, the jagged Taskmaster, having access to these pokey sticks and such. He used to be a bit of a chore to hit the plunder with, but with all the abilities to go face now, it's quite nice. Like the pokey stick onto the Taskmaster. But he should come down fairly easily here. I think I'll still hang on to the pokey stick, but we can like open with the Cutthroat and then follow up with the Taskmaster on 2 after we open. Just boost our units for the rest of the game. It's Braum Talia. Maybe we should have gotten rid of the stick. There's not like tons of units it kills within Braum Talia. Like I guess there's a bunch of Shurima units with 1 health, but not so much on the Freylord side. You know what won us that last game? It was the Premium Fizz. I don't know if anyone noticed that, but that's pretty much what took it down for us. What you got, dude? Rite of Calling. Wow. That's a bold move. You can't play either of your champions until turn 4. It'd be turn 5 now. Okay. Still feel pretty good leading with the Cutthroat. We miss out on a point of damage, but I feel like they don't interact with this as often as they do with Fizz. Maybe they don't have anything. I don't know. They're realistically never just gonna like Brittle Steel this. Maybe we should have gone for the extra point of damage. Now, Rite of Calling on turn 1. We're bringing the booms now. Oh, the fizzes. He's kind of an unfortunate draw. His flip isn't particularly good in the Playful Trickster, but maybe the rallies will work for us today. after playing all the Golden Aegisuses and everything, it's kind of wild. Kind of wild not wanting rallies. I mean, this is a decent turn for it, right? We're never going to True Shot Barrage. Sure. At least makes Fizz elusive, get in for a ton of damage. Watch him play. Watch him play a 1 health unit. We just get to boom it with the pokey stick. Poro Snacks is not where you're wanting to be, my dude. We just lethal now? Alright. That was an odd game. I'm glad we got the turn 4 victory, I guess, but I think that strategy was not well thought out before the game started. But let's see, what are we doing here? I'm happy enough to get rid of either Grumble Slug or the Smith. I don't want to push our like mana curve too high. These are probably both units that we should hang on to. Do we want to trade out the cannon for the Shell Shocker though? Probably not. I do like having the elusive package, especially when we have two Von Yips, to try and just punch in with the 3/3 elusives. Shell Shocker's so good though. We're out here trying to play our Mystic Shots and our Pokey Sticks on turn 2. But I just feel like Mini Morph is too expensive. I usually want one Mini Morph, but I feel like our curve is too high as it is, and I'm not excited about it. And I don't like Hex Core Foundries. It clogs up our board too much. Oh, man. Oh, nice stretch. All right, I'm ready. Speaking of that and exercising and stuff, we got ourselves up to day 71. That's pretty good. I missed updating the weight loss tracker for day 69. I made mention of it and just forgot to do it. It's very challenging to reference my spreadsheet and then click over here on OBS to get that piece of text updated. But we've made it the full 10 weeks in. That's pretty nice. You know, no giving up, no quit, and getting ourselves down to that 235. Take a little break and then drop it down a little bit lower. But, you know, as the resolutions go, if you're still carrying on strong with us, congratulations. If you've given up on it, it's okay. And then if you want to start in now, you're more than welcome to. But here, let's hang on to the 1-drop, look for some more ones, some more cheap plays. Not awesome, but we'll make do. How many ones do we have? Let me check real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, not even that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actual ones, 1 Poro Cannon, and 2 Jinx. Interesting. I was going to say, we probably just have to open here. Because, like, what do we get out of adding Pole Shark to the board? But there's a lot of 2/2s coming out of Jarvan and Zir that we get potentially good attacks into. Cool. Wow, is this a game where we're actually realistically going to aftershock the hibernating rock bear den, whatever the den is called? Oh, the grumpy rock bear is the unit. The hibernating rock bear is the sleepy thing. I think we're going to. Maybe we should have held on to Pool Shark if we were intending on spending 4 mana next turn, but it's nice to get the aggression in. Ooh, we just draw Fizz? Okay. Unfortunate for the astute academic, she falls out of quick attack range from our Yordle Smith, but I think this is good. Oh, getting so boomed. Didn't expect this play on my radar. Dropping the aftershocks on the rock bears. I like it. Slam. If he trades with our 3/2, it's completely fine. These other blocks are all terrible. So we take him down to 10. So now I'm kind of looking at playing the Petty Officer for the unit, opening on our next turn, and then dropping the Reaver's Row. Then hopefully at that point we'll be able to just close out the game. Second one. Slightly awkward. Does he ever just pass? There's no way he just passes. But what's he going to do? Just eat our Fizz? That's fine. I'll allow it. So we'll get the Fizz on this attack. Then we're going to open next turn. He's going to get another hook, but we get to play Reaver's Row. And then 2 turns from now, we get to boom with the big units. Okay. Then I'm looking at having like Wallop on his next attack. Keep our board nice and full. Right, so he's going to come down here and block the Yordle Smith. Take 3, fall to 7. We'll play the second Reaver's Row. I mean, our units might just be big enough in the face of the dragon next turn. If he falls down to 3 health blocking Yordle Smith, and then all of our units get +2 attack next turn. Seems okay.
I don't want to eat whatever woke you up.
Get that nice and full board out here, all these meaty units. Looking good. He's starting to get a full board though. It's a little scary. At least two of his units can't block Fearsomes. That's pretty nice. The Reaver's Row gives Fearsome to all of our units. This bonus permanent? Yeah, this lasts forever. So if these units survive into our next turn, they're going to be super big. It's pretty sweet. I don't know about you, but I think this looks pretty good. Get to drop all the pokey sticks and everything. Oh man, so we're looking at like Mystic Shotting the Honored Lord, pokey sticking the tracker, walloping one of the dragons. I think all that's okay. This dragon's going to come in and hook the precious pet.
See what I've learned? Eat up, friend.
We don't necessarily need to make this block down here. Like, the damage isn't particularly relevant, but I think he might be planning on playing like a combat trick down here, and then he's just going to lose because we're playing so many spells. The other thing that we could look towards here is like losing some of these combats. Like losing here against the Screeching Dragon is okay, since we're just going to refill the board with the Petty Officer. So like, what if we have 8 mana, right? We wallop this Screeching Dragon, protect our Sparring Student, let these other 2 units die, then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not even losing out on that many units. I think we just let the Sparring Student die. Okay. Right, so now we have all these dudes. We can play Petty Officer, summon the 1. And then we can just start sending burn spells to face. Well, probably Mystic Shot the Honored Lord as our burn spell for the turn. Oh, friend. That's not going to be delightful. Okay. See if that does it. Should be pretty close. Nice. Okay, let's see what we can add in here. Fizz with Double Trouble, that looks pretty good. There is another Double Trouble Reaver's Row with Jinx, but Like, I'm not opposed to just taking Jinx, but the Reaver's Row is pretty expensive, and so let's just go with our third Fizz. I mean, he's all premium and stuff, right? So it's the important part. All right, on to the next battle. Got all the Fizzes and everything. Good to go. Arkham something. I've been watching the John Cena show, whatever that is on HBO. I usually don't like DC stuff, and I had, really low expectations for John Cena. I've seen him in like various things. Like he was in, what was it? Like Bridesmaids? Was it Bride? No, it wasn't Bridesmaids. It was. But who was it? He was in the blonde comedian girl. I can't remember her name. He's in her movie. He did fantastic. He's been in a handful of other things, but it's like the expectations are always just like super low for him, and he has just been crushing it in in I can't remember the name of the show, but all around pretty pleased and happy with how it's turned out. The Suicide Squad characters and the DC stuff, and it's like I had a really hard time getting into it. Even though I do intend to go and watch the Batman, go see how Robert Pattinson handles himself as Batman, be my triumphant return to the movie theater, if you will. Since I haven't been to the movies in literal years, and so hopefully that turns out okay. But back to the action. Nice little shutdown on the early game units. We should be getting a pretty powerful elusive style draw now that we have the Fizz, the Poro Cannon, and then the boost from the Jagged Taskmaster. We do ultimately have to worry about him doing Udyr things and Nar things and AoEing our 1 health units, but at this stage I feel pretty decent with what's going on, and more than happily trade our Jagged Taskmaster for this Proto Poro. It's interesting. I wonder if he just ever doesn't attack. Excuse me. Brings it. Sure, we'll trade this for whatever trick he has. I don't care. Yep. If we ever do make a big playful trickster play here, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna swap out the Chum the Waters. I'm gonna play the 2 Poros this turn. Going to open next turn. If we trade away the Fizz, that's completely fine. And then just chunk in a bunch of damage. I mean, maybe this is the turn where we go for a playful trickster. If we attack, he blocks Fizz with the Proto, and then we playful trickster back and get another attack in. So we chunk in for 7 here. Ooh, he just ignores the Fizz. There he goes. So yeah, we hit for 7 and then 7 again. All right. You're getting pulled out, Fizz. Slow your roll just for a second. He's tapped out, so we get to add another unit here. It's only 2 damage coming from the academic, but that gets us to lethal, right? 3 and 6. Did the mathematics right, that's 9. GG. Man, Playful Trickster today's been good. I've never had success with Playful Trickster across the history of time, but it's bringing it here. Okay, so what are we doing with these? I'm not opposed to picking up Heroic Refrain. This is pretty good when we're making open attacks, but like how spell heavy are we actually? Right, I think that's what's pretty important here. 2 of these are spells so far, or units so far, with the Poro Cannon and the Jailbreak. A third one should be a Double Trouble. And then 2 Chum the Waters. And so that's 5. So our spell count's really at 9 and not at 14. But we do have 2 landmarks, and then the Reaver's Row. That's sort of technically kind of a unit. But I'm leaning more towards just taking this Thermogenic Beam. That's a nice removal spell find us in these spaces to where, you know, cleaning up a unit or killing something pretty relevant, or we have a full board and, you know, we play our 6th unit for 1 mana and then beam something for 5. Like, all of those are pretty relevant plays. I think I'm on board with this. It's like I really like these units like Grumble Slug that give you a little bit of discount when they come into play. Like, he doesn't get the bonuses from our Jagged Taskmasters and our Von Yips, but we're so just more interested in flooding out the board that the discount is quite good. Okay, so I think we get rid of Pokey Stick, although that we're pretty likely to run into a bunch of things like Ruin Runner. Maybe we hold on to this whole thing. I'll still lead with the Jagged Butcher. They have lots of tradable plays here in the beginning. Brings in Rockhopper. Yeah, that was the one I was kind of expecting. We don't have to deal with it now, right? I'm kind of envisioning using the Yordle Smith and then playing the Fizz. Okay. Alright, well, we can just open and punch in with the Taskmaster. I think this is fine. It's a little greedy to just be dropping units here. If he plays a random 3/3, then we have a lot of problems on this board. Well, interesting. It's not particularly good at stopping our aggression here. Gonna boom out these elusives now. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, this is way too slow. So many draws today where people are just playing like Preservariums and all these terrible cards. I shouldn't say terrible cards, but they're just much slower than... right? This should be a space to where he's just trying to slam units onto us. That was a little sloppy. Shouldn't have just given up our Fizz here, but it's not going to be terrible. Coming at you. All right, Yordle Smith coming down, or going away, ready for a big open, which is a 6, 10, 14. Pretty close. Pretty close. Soul Gorger, that's going to come down next turn. Like, I don't even care about this Vengeance. It's just so super slow. Soul Gorger is a relevant unit, but maybe he won't get the timing to play it. Or we can just punch in elusives and go around it. Okay, taps out for Talia, not a big deal. I do want to go ahead and play the Fizz here. I'll overwrite the Otterpuss. So now if we find ourselves in a space to where we open next turn, we might be able to burst out elusive. Not super likely since we got rid of our prank, but there's some potential there. Okay. Well, that's the biggest damage that we can get in. Can hook the Soul Gorger out to the right. I have 2 elusives. Let's see what he can bring in. Oh, we got the Playful Trickster again. Insanity. God, we've been good at this. Wow. Right on time, Fizz. Right on time, my dude. I think we probably won this game anyways, but man, being able to Playful Trickster out of that lifesteal attack if we needed to would have been choice. But good job, squad. We appreciate it. Peacemaker. There we go. Once you stop thinking about the stuff, it comes to your brain. Yeah, watching the Peacemaker, the John Cena show. Okay. Okay, here. Happy for the jailbreaks. But it's been good. Not for you youngsters out there, though. It's wildly inappropriate for you children's, but for you adult folks, it's been pretty good. Man, I miss the X-Men. Those were always like my jam. I grew up watching like the X-Men cartoon. And then when I was in like, I guess probably out the majority of like high school and into college was when the X-Men like trilogy or fourology, quadrilogy were big, and then all of the like Wolverine movies were making it as well. Miss those days. I just like the X-Men characters way more than the Avengers in general. I know there's a lot of overlap between the two, but it was where my preferences lied.
I'll be quick.
Okay, well, let's get this point of damage in. Who is this? Vladimir Yumi. We do have the draw this time to where on turn 4 we can double trouble with the Professor Von Yip. Looks like that's the way we're going to go about this. I'll happily trade the Fizz for the Mountain Goat. I don't know if I should say happily, but that's what we're doing. And we'll go for the big stat game this one. Picking up a 1-drop here would be nice.
Open
Nope.
wide, sugar.
Okay. A little scared about this. A little scared. His units are going to get like way bigger than ours. But we should be attacking these faded units with width. We aren't able to get too wide.
Quite right, quite right. I see the heavens aflame, God's burning.
Fuck. I think we still have to double trouble. And then we can open with the Mystifying Magician. That was pretty terrible for us, though. Bruiser? Well, you're big. Yeah, you have a lot of stats. That's worth something. But our units were still just going to be too small in the face of the Wounded White Flame. This is what we got to do. Just throw everything away. Try to chunk in some damage, and then we have a reasonable burn package here, right between the Aftershock, Mystic Shot, Pokestick all going face, and then Jinx potentially bringing out Mega Death Rockets. It's our plan. I don't think it's a particularly great plan, but that's the way we're going for it. I was hoping to hit +2 attack here. We just completely whiffed on this challenge, or on this lucky find. All right. Well, going deep on the burn plan now. That's for certain.
Rules are made to be broken, like buildings or people.
Gonna go ahead and send the Pokestick to face. If we pick up a 1-drop, I want to put it on the board now, when it could be relevant. We just got to spend all of our mana. I mean, it's not as big of a deal here as long as we aren't overbanking, right? Since we're just going to be playing all the burn spells that we can. But got to be a little careful.
You don't understand.
And we might realistically have a good Jinx attack next turn. Between having double Mystic Shot. Is that too greedy? I don't think I'm super interested now that we've drawn Fizz. He's only got 3 mana, though. I don't particularly like it. Let's go 3 to face, 2 to the spell shielded thing, 1 with the telescope. That will elusive our Fizz. Hopefully we don't have to worry about rando burn spells. He shouldn't have like too many strikes. It would have to be the 4 mana 5 attack unit strikes something for him to take down our Fizz. Sure. As long as he's not playing like the elusive one. I don't particularly care about these. Alright. So we're 1 damage away from lethal. Doesn't seem that bad.
I'd never keep my guests waiting.
Block. We just need to not die here, right? Jinx can come in and block. We're not going to get the chance to Death Rocket. Bring these in. Prevent what we can. And start burning. So do we want to go ahead and do the Aftershock now? Like, he's going to get 1 opportunity to play a unit next turn. I think this is okay. It also flips our Fizz if we get to play the 1 Mystic Shot. It might work out. Then we just need 1 of these units to get in. Slightly awkward. He has to be going for either double stun or for the damage one, right? No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. I mean, I guess it doesn't really do anything. Stun, and it's not a follower, so he's not going to be stunned next turn. He doesn't have any mana to drop a to drop a Ravenous Flock. That's fine. All right, send it right to the face place. Let's get him, Fizz. Oh. No, thank you. Well, not super relevant, but no, thank you nonetheless. Oop. Think that'll do it. Should be pretty tough to get out of. You could have like hushed for 1 of them, but not for both. Good job, Fizz. Okay, so what are we doing here? Getting ready for that final battle. I'm kind of okay with getting rid of Teeny Dactyl. I don't think we're going to get like too much usage out of the flip, but I mean, it's probably better than Jaw Hunters. Jaw Hunters is cheaper, though. Maybe we just make the switch here. We don't have like too much of the card draw. Sometimes with these Fishbones decks, you'll land on like a bunch of Pull Sharks, and you can find yourself drawing cards really quickly and actually hitting deep with this, but I don't think that's going to be super relevant here. Maybe we hang on. Well, maybe we do just hang on to the Teeny Dactyl. He does like send the impact to face and the damage to face. Okay, I think I can skip over these. Do we want the mini morph? I don't think so. All right, that's been skipped. Don't want the Navigator or the Soloist. Lecturing Yordle is decent, but I'm not trading out a burn spell for him. Keep the Poro Cannon. Professor Von Yip, number 3. Always interesting. We have to give up a 1-drop to do it, and we're pretty low on those, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14 with Double Trouble, sort of 14 and a half with Petty Officer. Okay. It's just he's so slow and so bad in multiples. maybe we don't need him, right? We have the one Taskmaster. I'll take more Taskmasters, okay? But we have like 2 Von Yips and we have 2 Reavers Rose. And if we get these draws to where we draw like 2 and 3 copies of those, then we're just going to get boomed. I'm going to come out here and pick up this Abyssal Eye, though. I do like the idea of having the elusive. Would rather have double trouble than that, though. Get that trade in. I think I want to hang on to the Wallop. Let's go with this Lightning Rush. It's another burn spell. Something we can go face with. Some targets may work for the recall as well, like getting a Pull Shark or a Jagged Taskmaster to get some more bonuses, but mainly interested in it for being a burn spell. Want the Pokey Stick, don't want the Scrap Shot, hang on to the Jailbreak, easy trades. And the last one, let's keep Von Yip and the 1-drop, no Augmented Experimenter. Okay. All right, on to the final battle. So we have the 0-2s with the Blood Baits. Let's see if we can't get the 7 and O's with the Fizz. That's nice. Like Fizz was historically a terrible champion. I think the addition of Bandle City has done wonders to making Fizz relevant. But oh yeah, there was for the longest amount of time they had him in these like really weird archetypes that never came into fruition. Like the Spellslinger's Fizz paired off with Lee Sin. Like I get the idea what they're doing. You're trying to play a whole bunch of spells to level up your Lee Sin and to level up your Fizz, activate that 6 spell and 8 spell thing to get their flips. But if you're just trying to play a bunch of like twin disciplines and combat tricks and stuff, you don't have enough units on the board. And so the idea way back when was that you would be able to play double troubles and play jailbreaks, and that would be how you got your 1-drops on the board. But it just never worked as a relevant and real deck. But nowadays, Fizz is actually back to being relevant with the addition of all the Bandle City. I'm sure you see them all over the place and constructed in the various burn decks as well. But strong enough start here. All the premium champions making an appearance. Looking pretty good. Here, we'll see what they do. I'm looking to lead with Fizz and play Jailbreak on 2. We'll see how this plays out. They have the potential for like some amount of AoEs, but hopefully it's not as bad. I'm not exactly sure what lives in the Sejuani archetypes these days in terms of the new AoE cards. Like if we have to face down ram stances, or the worrisome for us would be like that 2-cost one that puts the Udyr swap into your hand. Oof. What up, 2/4? Don't mind getting 6 stats for 1 mana. It's a pretty good deal. All right, what you got for us, J Daunt? Oh, I thought it was J Donut. J Daunt 5 ... Ready for it. Can't be dropping your phone in the toilet during the final battle. You gotta be here for it all. Let's spew it. I mean, this should be one of these spaces to where we just play all of our 1s. Next turn, we're going to double trouble, and then we just get to open and see if there's like a potential block to where we want to drop the suit up. If he puts a 3/3 in front of Fizz, then we just suit up. If he takes like a 3/3 block on our 2/4, then whatever, we just follow up with Jinx. It's a pretty powerful opener here as we wait on opponent to make all the big decisions. Cithria, welcome. Sure, there's big decisions being made. He's not just taking forever for the sake of taking forever. All right, pretty good start though. Booming in for 6 damage on turn 2. That's pretty healthy. The Reaver's Row turning up. I like it.
places to go, people to be.
Okay. I'm pretty interested in just taking this LeBlanc damage. We're certainly being the aggro here, and she is a horrific blocker. The thing that would be like kind of terrible is if he has like a Whirling Death in hand. That's the one I'm mainly worried about now. Oh, cool! We got a Fleet Feather tracker, so we should probably just be able to get the hook onto her.
What a treat.
So the question becomes: do we want to actually drop the Jinx now? I don't think so. I kind of have this idea in my head that he's plays Spoils of War. Okay, that's fine-ish. I kind of like, still think that the Whirling Death or whatever could be a thing. I like being able to protect our Fizz with the suit up. Like if he like Whirling Death's Fizz and then we get to drop the suit up and counterspell it and chunk in all this damage, like that's pretty massive. So he really needs to be playing units at this point in the game. Take him to 7. Now I'm just kind of envisioning, like, we'll play Jinx. He'll probably attack with LeBlanc next turn. Probably. He's most certainly going to attack with LeBlanc next turn. But we can just throw a unit in front of her, Lightning Rush the unit to face, and then replay it. Then we'll be ready with a suit up on the next turn. Looks pretty powerful for us. What you got? Tusk Speaker. Deal a little bit of damage to everybody. Okay. Here's Jinx. She was on the television program Arcane. That was good. I'm glad they're making more of Arcane. I had pretty low expectations for it, even lower than even lower than they were for John Cena. And I thought Arcane was pleasantly surprising. I thought they did really well with it. Looking forward to the next season up and coming. No idea how long that takes to produce and get out there, but definitely glad to see it.
Pillage and burn.
Okay. It's all well and good. I think this idea works out. Like, I'm curious now. Like, he attacks with everything. We're definitely following through with this idea of blocking LeBlanc with a one cost unit and then lightning rushing it. But do we want to send the lightning rush at the Tusk Speaker? Get it away as a potential blocker, right? He's not going to attack with the Tusk Speaker into the Crusty Codger, but lots of potential there. He just passes. It's like we have some options to like open suit up Fizz, but I don't think that's the way to go about it. I think we definitely want to open. He's gonna like block Fizz, the Crusty Codger, and Jinx, and that leaves us in a space to where we can then suit up the Plucky Poro and be lethal, and then we can also Lightning Rush Fizz out of the way here. Assume he's definitely putting a block in front of Fizz. I'd prefer him come back for a future turn to get in a elusive strike. Interesting.
So obvious.
Do we ever just let this combat happen and try to kill with the lightning rush? Oh, he's doing stuff now. Okay. We can do mean things to to the sisters. If he tries to like flash freeze one of our small units and then we get to grow it back up to a 4, it's pretty huge. I think this is going to get him. So let's recall Fizz. We're going to send 2 to face. Now that he sees this damage incoming, he's going to play either Entomb or he's going to play Flash Freeze. And then we can pick up the 4 damage again on the Flash Frozen unit. But we're at lethal right here. He's going to have to play... that Three Sisters or Troll Chant something. Whispered Words most certainly isn't it. I think we did it. We even get around like a Whirling Death this way. Beautiful, beautiful. There it is. G and a G. Nice little 7 winner. Get to watch some animations before it's all said and done, but we're getting here. Getting here at the end of the day. Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, this one came together quite nicely. Nice little aggro number. Some of those wins were kind of free. We did play against some decks that I don't want to say that they were bad, but they had fairly awkward draws against us. You know, when your opponent is curving out 6 and 10 mana in the first 4 turns all on units, and you're out here playing like Preservariums and Ruinous Paths and whatever the thing is that generates the 2 landmarks, or generates the 2 Rockhopper landmarks, whatever. You're just having a bad game plan against your opponent. Whether or not that was intentional or forced, I am leaning towards it was probably forced. Probably rather just play units there, but. I think we got to touch on nicely the Misfortune deck and how abysmally terrible it is, and then the Fishbones deck, which it can be pretty hit or miss. It's scary to run it these days with so much Freylord running around because of Gnar and all of the AoEs that you see from that, be it Ice Shards and being the Udyr stance that AoEs. But, it's still a reasonably powerful and high-rolly aggro deck here in Fishbones. I'm glad we got to draft it one last time before the expeditions are all gone. And, our general strategy with this, I think we touched on it pretty well. We're looking to end the draft with 10 1-drops. Give or take, if you end with 8, I think we finished with like 8 in this one, whatever. If you finish with 12, good job. But at the end of the day, 10 is what you're looking to end the draft with. You have to keep in your head that if you don't have any 1-drops in your first 2 champion picks, which is pretty common, right? Say if you start with Jinx, you have Jinx, Jagged Taskmaster, and Professor Von Yip, and then you go into pack 2, and I don't know, you take Gnar, and don't have any other 1-cost cards there. You really have to go out of your way the rest of the way to pick up the 1-drops. And so after you've gone for that, the next tier of things is just picking up burn spells. Very happy to just burn your opponent out at the end of the game. That's how we ended a lot of these, the Aftershocks, the Mystic Shots, the Lightning Rushes of the Worlds, all coming in for damage. The kind of trap cards to avoid are anything that's expensive. If it's not a 1-drop, then it really needs to be adding to the strategy. That's your guys like Jagged Taskmaster, your Professor Von Yips, your Reaver's Rose do it. If you pick up things like Windfare or Hatchling, that's great. There's a lot of useful cards in the Poppy archetypes, like the guy we had that gives everyone quick attack, or Yordle Captain, whatever. It has to like really, really, really be punching in on the strategy, or have elusive. And so you can make an argument to come in and pick up the things like Abyssal Horror, but you really don't want to be just picking up like Plaza Guardians and the like. And I think that touches on it pretty well. It's a fairly straightforward deck, a lot of face aggro happening with it, and so if your cards aren't either directly contributing to your aggression or directly contributing to burn to the face, then you probably just don't want it. So all in all, pretty good draft. Nice little 7-0 victory there at the end, and that is going to do it. We don't have any more rewards for us. Sad day for us. But nonetheless, that is going to do it for us today. Hope everyone enjoyed the draft. You learned how to bait out the Fishbones a little bit better. maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.